Hello everyone! In this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Samina Pasha to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Samina Pasha's words. Today I will tell you about a very troubling situation in various areas of Punjab. Specifically, in Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Attock, Chakwal and especially these areas, there has been extremely heavy rainfall, resulting in a bizarre situation. Cities are submerged and the situation is quite chaotic. There has been a lot of human loss and financial damage. I will share all the details with you. Along with that, I will also tell you about a news update regarding whether Donald Trump is coming to Pakistan. This news created quite a stir today, but after that, why did it turn out to be a false alarm? Why did it drop? I will explain all of that. Furthermore, today another news story that has become the highlight of television channels is that the son of Kabar Manaka, Musa Manaka, was arrested today. Yes, Kabar Manaka and Bushra Bibi's son. Now, what allegations are placed against him and how did this news unfold? We will discuss all of this. I request you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Let's begin by talking about the current situation, which is very serious. There has been a flood in most of Pakistan, particularly in the cities of Punjab. Initially, we would see major flooding in the southern Punjab areas like Rajanpur, Leah and surrounding areas, but this time, even the cities have been affected by urban flooding. For instance, the condition of Rawalpindi is quite bad at the moment. Rawalpindi is currently in a dire situation with heavy rainfall for the last 10 hours. Many areas are completely submerged in water. Some areas have homes, even two-story houses where one floor is fully submerged, and people have been forced to climb onto rooftops to save their lives. Similarly, the Nulla Lai is overflowing. Since this morning, reports have come in that the water flow in Nulla Lai is at an extremely high level, after which sirens were sounded. We don't know what kind of sirens they were, but they were heard. Then the situation was such that people couldn't even get out. In this weather, people can't even go out, as streets are flooded. Cars are floating in the water and motorcycles are being swept away. How can anyone escape to a safe place when the roads are flooded and cars are drifting away in the water? The only option for safety was to move to tall buildings or stand on the roof of your house. But even then, the rain was pouring down and the electricity was also out, making communication difficult. The situation was extremely concerning here. We saw similar scenes in Chakwal as well, with severe rainfall and flooding in several villages. In Attock, similar conditions were witnessed, with small dams overflowing, breaking down, and water flowing into the urban areas. Islamabad also did not have a different situation. There was flooding in various areas, and roads were sinking in certain places. Some of these roads were newly constructed in recent projects by Mohsin, which were completed in record time. But in their rush to take credit for these quick constructions, they sacrificed quality and safety measures. As a result, roads are sinking and cracks have appeared. Some of the newly built roads have already sunk twice in the last 2 months. This is the situation right now, with significant cracks appearing on these roads, and if anyone were to pass by, an accident could occur. The CDA staff arrived on site to cover the issue and block the roads, so that citizens would not go in that direction. But the question arises, who will be held accountable for the waste of public funds? These projects were hurriedly completed in 1 or 2 months, but did not ensure that the roads could withstand such weather conditions. This leads to millions in misappropriation, as these funds are taken from the public and then spent on poor quality construction materials that can't withstand the rain. The situation right now is dire, and an emergency has been declared in various cities of Punjab. Raja Bazaar in Rawalpindi looks like a river at the moment. Similarly, the scenes in Mandi Bahauddin are of a large river-like flooding. The areas around Nulla Lai are experiencing similar flooding. In such a scenario, the military has been called in, contact has been made with the 111 Brigade, and helicopters have been deployed. A group of people was stranded in the Chakri area, and thank God they were rescued safely by the helicopters. We didn't witness a similar tragic event like the one we saw on Swat, where people were stranded, but thankfully, lives were saved in this case. However, despite the rescue efforts, the toll is still high. According to the latest reports, around 67 people have died due to various incidents such as roof collapses, wall collapses, drowning and electric shocks. Additionally, approximately 250 people are injured. As for the financial damage, just imagine the destruction in households where water has entered the homes. Electronics, furniture and anything stored in the lower floors are all destroyed. How will this damage be compensated? With inflation already on the rise, the situation is getting even more concerning. There is no doubt that this is a natural disaster, and as I said earlier, we should not be scoring points over a natural calamity. A person can only do so much to tackle a natural disaster. After that, it is out of their hands. But here, the issue is that we feel that the efforts could have been much better. Today I came across a report shared by Kambazade Sahib, which said that the Asian Development Fund provided Pakistan with $225 million in 2022 to help with flood management, sewage systems and disaster prevention. Yet, the current situation reveals that the preparations and measures taken were, honestly, insufficient. In the Auditor General's report, it was mentioned that $186 million were not utilised at all. They were not used anywhere. Now, just imagine that you received such a large sum of money, and even at the time when you got it for a specific purpose, you still went around asking for help, saying, "Our country has been hit by a flood." But how long will you continue doing this? This is not the first time floods have hit Pakistan. For a long time we have been seeing floods coming, and every time we go around asking, "Please help us." The flood has caused massive damage to us. It's always the same. So when you get help and receive money, why don't you use it to fix these issues? Why didn't you take measures to secure the cities, where you already constructed many housing societies and diverted rivers towards your side, altering the natural flow of water? You've occupied illegal areas where water naturally flows and tampered with the river's paths. So when extraordinary rainfalls or glaciers melting happen or any other disaster strikes, this leads to the situation we are facing now. Climate change is indeed real, and we need to make preparations to face it. However, whenever such a situation arises, people talk about it, but then they quickly forget. The focus shifts to your routine political matters, and that becomes the priority. This is a very unfortunate and dire situation that we're seeing today. For now, all we can do is pray that Allah protects our country and prevents further loss of life. But this flooding has caused widespread devastation. Now, let's move on to other news. There was a story about Donald Trump today. It was reported on Geo News and then spread across various channels. The news was that Donald Trump was scheduled to visit Pakistan in September, and even the dates were given, September 18th. It was presented as a major breaking news event, and many people hailed it as a diplomatic success, saying that after so many years, an American president was coming to Pakistan. There was a lot of excitement, and praise was flowing in, but soon after, this news was confirmed to be untrue. There is no scheduled visit by Donald Trump to Pakistan at this time. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs even stated that they had no knowledge of such a visit. The Guardian newspaper and other international sources later confirmed that Donald Trump is actually planning to visit the United Kingdom in the same period along with his wife. So this turned out to be a fake news story, and Trump is not coming to Pakistan. But I'd like to make a few points on this matter. Some days ago I had seen a report elsewhere that perhaps when Donald Trump visits India, he might make a brief stop in Pakistan for a few hours. So there was some buzz around that too. However, as always, there's no confirmation. Secondly, some people started saying, if Donald Trump is not coming to Pakistan, it means no one will come. But if he does come to India, it's possible he could stop in Pakistan for a brief meeting. In that case, I would suggest that neither the government nor PTI members should get overly excited or disappointed. Because when Donald Trump was elected, many PTI supporters thought there would be improvements in the situation, but we haven't seen any major changes. Similarly, some government officials now think that if Trump praises Pakistan or has a meeting with the country's leadership, it's a huge diplomatic achievement. But it's important to remember that Pakistan's relations with the United States have not changed significantly over the years. During Pervez Musharraf's time, relations were good, and even during Zia-ul-Haq's period, Pakistan was treated well. It's all about the strategic interests of the United States. If they need Afghanistan, for example, they'll praise it. But if they need to go to war, like they did in Iraq, they'll attack without any evidence. So it's crucial to understand that these relationships are based on the interests of the US, not any sincere efforts to improve ties with Pakistan. So if someone says that Donald Trump's visit would have been a diplomatic success, it's important to understand that these geopolitical relationships are more about strategy than sincerity. This is not a new concept for Pakistan, as countries have always formed alliances based on their own strategic interests. Whether it's Musharraf's government, Imran Khan's or Benazir Bhutto's, the relations have been shaped by these factors, not the government's goodwill. If PTI members thought that Trump's arrival would change Pakistan's fortunes or that something would dramatically improve, I don't think that's going to happen. The truth is, Pakistan's location and global geopolitics play a role in these relations, And when things align, everyone is interested in you. When they don't, no one cares. It's a matter of international convenience. Moving on, today there's another news story about Bushra Bibi, but it's actually related to her son, Musa Maneka, who was arrested today. He's accused of shooting at a domestic employee. Thankfully, the employee didn't lose his life but was injured. Musa Maneka has been arrested for the incident. Now, some people have been quick to portray it as a problem with Bushra Bibi's son, but it's important to note that Musa Maneka is as much Kawar Maneka's son as he is Bushra Bibi's. We shouldn't forget the kind of person Kawar Maneka is. He had a scandalous incident in the marketplace, and while we can't ignore that, the reality is that, in every family, children can turn out to be very different from what parents expect. Some children of good parents turn out to be bad, and some children from poor families turn out to be good. Only Allah knows best. It's also important to wait for the full details of the incident before jumping to conclusions. This is an unfortunate event, but it doesn't necessarily define the character of the whole family. Lastly, the top story today remains the urban flooding caused by heavy rains. The damages and the situation on the ground are serious, and of course the Punjab government is receiving criticism. These are the same people who, during the Sanya Saeed incident, used press conferences for political scoring, and now they are facing similar accusations. The key point here is that natural disasters like floods can strike any time, and it's the responsibility of the government to be prepared. These are the kinds of criticisms that arise when proper rescue and relief measures are delayed or inadequate. While it's true that in large-scale natural disasters, it's difficult for everyone to reach every affected area, the main criticism is that the government wasn't prepared enough in advance. This preparation should be the primary focus, and when it's not, it leads to such issues. That wraps up our translation of Samina Pasha's video. I hope this English version helped you understand her message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.